Did you know that in Arizona it's actually illegal for a donkey to sleep in a bathtub? Yes, that's a real law. Back in the 1920s, lawmakers thought donkey bathtub emergencies were such a problem that they passed legislation against it. Now here's the thing. If you've ever searched weird US laws, you've probably seen lists claiming things like, it's illegal to sing off-key in North Carolina, or you can't walk backwards after sunset in Ohio. But the truth is, a lot of those so-called laws are actually myths. They were never real statutes. Or they've been exaggerated from old local ordinances that disappeared decades ago. So in today's video, we're counting down 10 of the strangest US laws. Some that are 100% real, and others that are just funny myths people love to repeat. I'll let you know which ones are legit, and which ones are urban legends. Stick around till the end, because number 1 is a myth that almost everyone believes. And the real story behind it is even stranger. Let's dive in by hitting subscribe button. 10. Arizona. Donkey in the bathtub. Our first stop is Kingman, Arizona, where in 1924 it became illegal for a donkey to sleep in a bathtub. Sounds ridiculous, right? But here's the story. A local rancher had a donkey that loved napping in an old bathtub on his property. One year, heavy rains caused a dam to break, and the floodwaters carried both the bathtub and the donkey miles downstream. The town had to organize a massive rescue effort. After the ordeal, lawmakers decided to prevent it from ever happening again. Thus, the donkey in the bathtub law was born. It's rarely enforced today. I mean, who still has bathtubs sitting out in fields? But technically, if your donkey is caught snoozing in a tub in Kingman, you're breaking the law. 9. Washington. Bigfoot hunting ban. In Skamania County, Washington, Bigfoot is a protected species. Seriously. In 1969, as Bigfoot sightings exploded across the Pacific Northwest, the county passed a law making it illegal to kill or harass the legendary creature. Violators could be fined or even jailed. The reasoning wasn't just about protecting Sasquatch. It was also about protecting people. Officials worried that overeager hunters might mistake a person in a gorilla suit for the real deal. Today, the law has been softened, but it's still technically illegal to harm Bigfoot in Skamania County. So if you're hiking in Washington and happen to run into a 7-foot-tall hairy figure in the woods, don't shoot. He's got legal rights. 8. California, Chico. Nuclear bomb ban. In the city of Chico, California, it's illegal to build, test, or detonate a nuclear weapon. Now, I think we can all agree this is good advice, but the law wasn't just practical. It was symbolic. During the Cold War, small cities across America passed local ordinances to protest the arms race. Chico's nuclear ban was one of them. The law is still technically in place, though nobody's enforcing it. Obviously, if someone's building a nuke in their garage, federal authorities would step in long before Chico police did. Still, it means that on paper, Chico has banned nukes for decades, making it one of the quirkiest local safety ordinances in the country. 7. Alaska. No moose on sidewalks. Here's one that shows up on nearly every weird laws list. Supposedly, in Alaska, it's illegal to push a live moose out of an airplane or walk with a moose on the sidewalk. Funny? Absolutely. Real? Not so much. There's no record of these laws in Alaska's statutes. They most likely originated as jokes in novelty law books back in the 1970s and then spread around the internet. That said, Alaska does have strict wildlife laws. For example, you can't give a beer to a moose, and feeding wildlife in ways that make them dependent on humans is illegal. So while the moose sidewalk thing is fake, Alaska still takes its moose business pretty seriously. 6. Kentucky. Ice cream in your pocket. Another classic weird law claim. In Kentucky, it's illegal to carry an ice cream cone in your back pocket. The story goes that this law was meant to stop horse thieves. Supposedly, thieves would put ice cream in their pockets to lure horses away without technically stealing them. But here's the truth. There's no record of this law in Kentucky's legal code. It's an urban legend, probably invented for humor and then repeated so many times that people started to believe it. Still, the idea of someone walking around with a melting ice cream cone in their back pocket is funny enough to explain why this myth refuses to die. 5. Florida. Elephants at parking meters. Florida's weird law claim is that if you tie your elephant to a parking meter, you must pay for the meter just as if it were a car. Now, this one is sort of true, but not as a statewide law. During the early 20th century, traveling circuses were huge, and some Florida cities did pass ordinances regulating circus animals in public spaces. It wouldn't be surprising if elephants fell under those rules. But no official state law says anything about elephants and parking meters. It's more of a local ordinance turned myth. Still, the mental picture of an elephant chained to a parking meter with a ticket tucked under its trunk? Comedy gold. 4. Oklahoma, don't make faces at dogs. This one is often repeated. In Oklahoma, it's supposedly illegal to make an ugly face at a dog. As funny as that sounds, no such law exists. Legal experts have searched, and there's nothing in the Oklahoma statutes about dog insults. The myth likely spread from joke compilations in the 1990s. But hey, maybe it's not such a bad idea. Some dogs do take things personally. So while you won't get arrested for making faces at Fido, it's probably still smart to be polite to pups. You know, just in case. 3. Alabama. Mustaches in church. Here's another classic. In Alabama, it's illegal to wear a fake mustache in church if it makes people laugh. Sounds like lawmakers had some Sunday morning comedy problems, right? But in reality, no such law exists in Alabama's books. It's just another quirky myth, repeated so many times that it feels true. Still, imagine being arrested because your Halloween mustache prank cracked up the congregation. If nothing else, this myth proves that Americans love turning boring laws into hilarious what-if scenarios. 2. Georgia. Chickens. Crossing the road. The old joke says, "Why did the chicken cross the road?" But in Georgia, people claim it's illegal for a chicken to do so. Truth: no state law forbids chickens from crossing roads. But some towns and counties do have ordinances requiring livestock or poultry owners to keep their animals contained. That way, traffic accidents don't happen. So technically, a chicken could get you fined if it wandered into the street, not for crossing, but for breaking animal control rules. In other words, the joke isn't far from the truth, but it's not quite as dramatic as the internet makes it sound. 1. Minnesota, mosquito entertainment ban. Finally, one of the strangest claims of all. In Minnesota, it's illegal to allow mosquitoes to congregate for entertainment purposes. This law has circulated for years, but it's 100% fake. There's no record of it in Minnesota law. Most likely, it began as a tongue-in-cheek joke in a novelty book. That said, Minnesotans do have a long history of mosquito battles. The state bird joke? It's not the loon, it's the mosquito. And trust me, anyone who spent a summer there probably wishes this law were real. So while it's a myth, it's one that Minnesotans probably wish the government would enforce. And there you have it, 10 of the weirdest laws in America. Some were 100% real, like Arizona's donkey in the bathtub ban or Washington's Bigfoot Protection Act. Others were myths, funny stories that have been repeated so many times, people think they're true. But whether real or not, these laws give us a fun glimpse into American culture. They show how humor and history often get mixed together, creating legends that live on in internet lists and trivia nights. So now I want to hear from you. Which of these weird laws or myths surprised you the most? Was it the real donkey rescue story or the fake mustache in church myth? Drop your answer in the comments. I'd love to see what you think. And if you enjoyed this mix of strange but true facts and myth-busting, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. We've got plenty more videos on American history, fun facts, and weird traditions coming your way. Until next time, stay curious.